Hello and welcome to Timbers Flooring. I'm Warren and today I have a parquet floor for you all. Well, not just one parquet floor, I've got many to do. Virtually the whole ground floor. So this one, going into this one, and then finally this one as well. So there's a lot to do. I've given myself 4 days to complete the lot. And the guy wants it to look similar to that. So this is all oak parquet flooring, just a bit tired, and that's the colour he wants it. So it's just basically a clear lacquered finish. So hopefully that will come up the same. There are quite a lot of raised parts. This part's been fixed and fitted in, but no sanding has been done at all on it. So if I can just get the camera a bit closer, you'll see the difference in all the height of all of these boards. So there's quite a lot of sanding needs to be done to get all these level. But yeah, it's a lovely floor, or it will be once I've finished with it. But yeah, quite a lot of work's needed to be done. So stay tuned, and I'll go through the process of how I do this sort of oak parquet floor. Catch you later. So I started on the uneven parts first of all with a 40 grit, and went straight across the boards and then diagonally, and then as you can see here now I'm just going diagonally over the whole room, and then coming back on myself the other way. And now it's time for the edger, and I started on a 60 grit with the edger. It seemed to come off quite well with 60 grit. I got to the uneven parts just here, took a little bit extra time, but you have to take your time, make sure they're all even there, so it's very important, that part. And now you're finished doing the first sand, you can start with a full fill over the floor, and that's mastic resin mixed with the dust from the edging machine, and you just make it quite liquidy and go over the whole floor quite quick. Hello, right, I've done all the filling on all the floors, on all 3 floors here. It's took a lot of work, to be fair, but it's come up really nicely so far, so good. Yeah, and then I've got to do a 60 around the whole floor, and then I'm going to move on to the trio and start with a 60 and then work my way down the grits there as well, 80, and then possibly 100 or 120. But yeah, it's coming up really well, really happy with how it's going. And yeah, can't wait to get the lacquer on, to be fair. It's taken a little while just to get to this point, but no, we're nearly there. We've cracked the back of it now. I've just got to sand off all the filler, as you can see. Quite a lot of filler over the whole floor on all of it, so I've got to sand all of that off again. All of this is now pretty level. That was quite raised parts in places, but that's all level now, so happy with that. So stick with us, and I'll do a bit more time lapse, and you can see the rest of the process, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So it's now time to sand off all that filler. I used a 60 grit on this stage, came off really nice and easy, filler does generally. And then the same with the edger. I think I did it with 100 grit though with the edger, because as I said, this filler comes off easy, and also I wanted to get rid of scratch marks from the 60 grit which I used earlier, so I used 100 grit there. A little bit of file sanding in the corners, got all that off, and now I've just started with the trio. So those of you that don't know, a trio is a planetary sander. Has 3 sanding discs on the bottom of it, and it makes the sanding very, very even, and a lot less scratches. There's no one way it sands in many directions. So I started on the 60 grit with the trio, and now I've gone down to an 80 grit, gone the other way over the floor, and then finally I've gone on to a 80 grit mesh screen with the trio the other way on the floor again, and this is what you're left with. So after you've vacuumed up, it's now time for your first coat of primer. I used Loba Easy Prime, which is very good primer, which leaves no lap marks, so you can literally roll it any way you want. And this is after a couple of hours. I've then gone on to Loba Viva matte sheen. Right everyone, we're pretty much done. That's the second coat of lacquer on. In this case, with this floor, I've used Loba Viva, it's called, in a matte sheen level. But yeah, come up really well. Very happy with how it's come up. Getting a lot of practice with these lacquers now. I'll turn it around the camera so you can have a look at the room. But yeah, it's come up lovely. This is the second coat. It's just finishing off, drying off with my fan just there, circulating the air. It's, yeah, with the second coat that's nice. So what's next to do is a very light sand with my buffing machine with a 120 mesh grit screen on the bottom of it. Then a good vacuum up with the hoover, and then this should make the floor a lot more even in appearance and a lot more homogeneous. If you want big words, I can bring out the big words for you. But yeah, it's just lovely. It's really, really nice. Very happy with how it's gone. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed watching my video. If you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe, comment if you're not sure about anything I've done, and you would like to know more, I can help you. And I'll see you for the next one. Thanks a lot, everybody. So as I said, here's the 120 grit mesh screen with the buffer. Just keying the floor really, just getting all the hairs off the floor from the first two coats that have been put on. This makes the floor ultra smooth. And then a good vacuum up, as you can see me doing here. And once you've finished doing the hoovering up, you're on to the final coat of lacquer. Take your time at this point and make sure you do a nice liberal coat of lacquer, and nice and even everywhere. Don't miss any spots, and you'll end up with a very, very nice silky smooth looking floor. I've changed the camera angle because I'm working out the door behind me, so I could have had to do that, otherwise I'd be leaving my camera at the job. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it, and here's some finished pictures and video for you. Thank you very much.